Duh.
You guys, here's an important lesson. When you're writing an agenda, you have to make sure that you save the
When
agenda
you're writing anything.
before you send it to someone.
Of all the people who I would like to pay attention to this important lesson,
Our children?
my dad, Bob,
Oh.
is number one on the list.
Oh, did Bob perpetrate some sort of offense about not saving something before he sent
Often
it?
forgets to save. Not before he sends it,
Oh,
but
just
just
in
writes
general?
things and then just forgets to save.
It's a tough
You
lesson.
have to save every minute.
You know why?
Save all the time.
Because when
Save,
Bob
save,
was
save,
growing
save.
up and he wrote something on a piece of
It just
paper,
stayed on the piece
it
of
just
paper.
was there.
It
It
didn't
didn't go
disappear.
away unless you put the piece of paper into the fireplace, the trash can,
Yes.
or an open window.
Yes.
I'm just saying. But anyway, the agenda has been updated. We will have
Excellent.
guidance. We will have leadership from the printed page as we blaze intrepidly into part 2 of today's programming. In part 1, you guys, we read a book to you. I poured water all over my lap.
Yeah.
It's drying. You can't even really tell.
My arm is still wet from
Oh.
all of the spills.
We had an accident. We tried a new approach to drinking water. It didn't work very well, but we had to try. And because we tried, we are enlarged. We are bigger, greater versions of ourselves than we were before. Robbie, what's over there that's so interesting?
I'm
that
sorry.
you're paying so much attention
I'm
to?
trying to find where we are in the real McCoys because I had to quit out of it.
Our viewers demand your attention, or at
Yes.
least they desire it.
Okay.
They
I'm
want
sorry.
you
Sorry.
to feel
I'm
connected
trying
to them.
I'm trying to make this.
This is
run
not the
smoothly
Matthew and-
in the future.
This is a Matthew and
You are the
Robbie
one
show.
who literally walked out of the show not very long ago.
That's true.
5 minutes ago.
That was kind of my
So-
sign of protest. I didn't like how things were going.
The whole reason.
And I needed
that
to
this
exert
is
some
going-
leadership.
The whole reason that I have to find this over here is because you turned off my monitor at the wrong time.
Do you see, Robbie?
This is all your fault.
There's a phrase that goes, give credit where credit is due. And that is when somebody has done something good, you need to let the world know that they are the one who's done it.
Yes.
Robbie is taking that phrase and turning it, give blame where
Yes.
blame is warranted.
Yes.
And she thinks that I am at fault for the circumstances that led her to just staring rudely off of the screen. And I guess she's correct.
I
She
am
could have gracefully
correct.
not pointed fingers at me. There's this button down here that's super easy to push.
It is.
Right down here.
I agree. I have also
I've
done
done
the
it
same
a couple
thing.
times.
I know.
It's not well designed.
It's not.
All
Well,
right.
I actually had to turn that monitor upside down because I'm left-handed.
This is upside down. Oh, so
Yes.
that's supposed to be in the top. Well, that
Yes.
makes a lot more
I know,
sense.
I know.
Okay. All right. We're getting to the bottom of things. We're
Yes.
figuring out how things work
Yes.
around here, with or without your assistance. Anything I need to know over there?
No.
Okay.
Well, Kylie's going to tell us a joke, and we have to try not to laugh.
We have no
Oh,
puppy.
I
What?
also never told what was the truth and what was the lie.
Oh, okay. So in the last show,
You forgot.
Robbie told you two statements. One of which is that she kicked a soccer ball so hard when you were how old?
6th grade.
That she broke someone's shin with the soccer ball. And the other one was that she didn't get her first cavity until she was 28 years of age. I do not know, so I'm going to guess. Mm-hmm. I'm going to guess that it's this soccer ball thing. Because
Is the truth or the lie?
is the truth. Because that is so improbable. But it seems like maybe you just did a little fracture on somebody's shin. That's my guess. I also know how carefully you care for your teeth. And that I imagine that even at age 28, you would not have allowed a cavity to infiltrate
All right.
the sanctum of your mouth. So
Hi,
what is
Mia
it?
Butterfly, welcome.
What is it? Oh, do we have a new
last
friend?
year we were at your school.
Well, hello.
I don't remember which school we were at.
What
though.
school?
There
Tell
were
us.
so
if,
many schools.
Tell us if you
Yes.
care to. We go to
Yes.
lots of schools.
Yes.
Robbie, please tell us which is the truth
Well,
and which is the
nobody
lie.
else guessed.
Do you guys have any guesses?
Yes.
Let's just write soccer if you think it's the lie, and write dentist if you think it's the lie.
Right.
All right, let us know. Let us
Whichever
know.
one is the lie.
Yes, we want to know what you think while we do some other things. What is
Okay,
that?
informal water drinking.
Okay.
We're not going to do that nonsense where we
No,
almost...
we're just going to drink in
we
a sort of
almost
casual sort of way,
drowned
just like,
Matthew
hey
by
guys,
accident.
what's up, guys?
Wait, what is this? Informal?
This is informal water drinking. Don't drink all your water though, because here we have informal theme
Informal
song
theme
listening.
song listening. Thank
Okay,
you. All
we're
right.
not going to take this too seriously. We're not going to put on any ties. We're not going to get too official about it. We're just going to kind of listen to it. We'll just do the Robbie and Matthew show theme song.
Robbie and Matthew, the Robbie and Matthew
Be cool, Robbie. Okay, good. What does that say? Oh, formal water drinking.
Robbie is cooler,
Gotta drink it like a queen.
Robbie is cuter, and Robbie's just better than Matthew.
Can you guys follow suit and drink your water in a formal way? Now we
Well
have
done.
formal theme song listening. I should get a tie. Should I get a tie? Is there a way to listen to the
should.
theme song formally without a tie?
And your top hat. Where's your top
My
hat?
top hat's in the attic. I can't get that right
How
now.
am I supposed to be formal?
I don't know. Do you want me to get
Oh.
you a tie?
Here, look what I have.
What do you have?
I have a lady scarf.
You do?
Don't like women who go to golf clubs wear these?
We had a golf reference in the last episode.
Something like this?
I don't know. Are you asking me? I don't go to golf things.
Well, we haven't listened to the
Do we have any guesses about your lies coming in?
we have
Soccer.
one guess.
Okay. Dentist. All
for
right. So we have a
soccer.
mixed opinion here.
One guess for dentist. No, 2 guesses for soccer.
Okay. As the lie, right?
Simon would like to make clear that Robbie is not cuter or cooler. Thank you, Simon.
Wait, then Matthew?
Yes.
He thinks that I'm as cute as you?
I mean, I'd agree.
I'm not sure if I
think
agree
that
with
you
him,
might
but
be
I certainly
cuter than me.
appreciate the comp. I appreciate the. All right, so I'm getting a little bit readier for my formal water drinking.
Do I
Should
I
I take
feel
off my
formal?
hat? I feel like that hat
Yes,
is not
you
very
would
formal.
never wear a hat at a formal setting
Okay,
unless it was a
I'm gonna
top
put
hat.
my hair straight down. I feel like that's pretty formal, right? Do I look?
I think like a solid part like that
Okay.
would be formal.
Okay. Will you call me something very official,
did
like
you just
Mr.
undo all
Mr.
of the solid
because,
part that I did?
because of the mirroring of the. All right. Can you call me something like Mr. Chairman or
Chairman Matthew.
Chairman Matthew? Chairman Ma? Okay. All right. Do we say something like
Okay.
Toodles or here?
Cha-cha, chin-chin.
Chin chin. All right. I hope you guys are wearing ties.
Yeah, I know.
I'd like
or
to.
at least a scarf like you wear at the golf course.
All right, here we go. I feel like people will take us more seriously now. All right, Robbie, I think it's time to reveal. We've had lots of guesses here.
We'll reveal the truth.
Which is it? I'm so excited.
Okay.
Yes?
The truth is.
The truth is,
I did get
You did?
my first cavity at age 28, and I was so outraged.
you and I were in each other's lives at that point. I
Yes.
forgot this,
You know
guess.
why I got it?
Why?
Because I went on a chewy spree.
It was that time?
yes.
Our friend David gave Robbie like a crate
piece of
of
Chewy
Chewy Spree
Spree.
as a gift.
Yes. And I would eat them at work because I had trouble staying awake from 2 to 3 p.m., which was still part of the workday.
Oh.
And so I would eat Chewy Spree, and they also had free Cokes at work. And I
Oh.
was drinking lots of Coke and
Yeah.
eating lots of Chewy Spree.
Yes.
And I got my first cavity, and I was so outraged. I've never eaten a Chewy Spree since.
Robbie was enabled by the
was.
presence of sugary substances.
I was.
You have to keep the sugary substances away from Robbie. That's why the Coke is on a really high shelf.
Yes,
but
'cause
Robbie
I
can't
can't
reach it.
reach them.
She says, Matthew, with your very long arms and your very formal-looking appearance, please get
Other way. There we go.
a Coke for me.
Okay, so the lie was
Ooh.
about kicking the soccer ball and breaking a shin.
Man, I wish that had been
And
true.
you guys thought that was true because it was very specific.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at making up lies. That
Yeah.
is actually something that my sister did.
Oh, so it was based in some sort of truth. That's
Yes.
why it had an air of special.
Yes.
Wow, Maiko Cannon leg.
Maiko is tough.
I
Don't
like
mess
this-
with Maiko.
I like this look. I like this look. I think this is something I can work with, you guys. Oops.
Nope.
It's very hard to maintain a new look when you're not sure which.
Which way is left and which way is
It's
right?
very complicated. Everything gets mirrored on the camera, you guys. I don't know. All right. Let's move on with the agenda.
So
yeah.
I would like for there to be 2 morals of the story.
What-
One,
what?
don't eat a bunch of Chewy Spree and Coke
That's a
if
good.
you don't expect to get cavities.
Yeah.
Number 2 is don't mess with Auntie Maiko.
Oh gosh, no.
She will break your leg.
She'll break your bones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty and like if you're like, oh, I was playing soccer and I broke his leg, they can't get mad at you.
No,
They're just
but
like play
that's-
soccer less fiercely.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie shares link for bear auction. Here's the thing, you guys. It didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
Robbie's going to post a link to the bear auction.
I wanna
soon.
tell you
We'll be able
something.
to tell it to you tomorrow.
I'm
Go ahead.
living in an eternal state of hope because I backed a project on Kickstarter,
Hmm.
which is where they say, I think I want to do this thing, and if you give money ahead of time,
Hmm. Give me the
then
cheddar.
I will send it to you when it's done.
Yeah.
And it was a special scanner that I'm very excited about getting, and I keep getting updates saying, well, it's about to send. We're sending it to the first 500 people now. We're sending it to the next 500. And scanning on my scanner is kind of a pain in the neck, so I keep hoping
Usually
that the
Robbie
scanner
points
will show
at
up.
me and says, "Scan it, scanner monkey." I mean,
know,
that's why
but
don't you
I
just
changed-
do that?
I had to move the scanner, and now it's a whole different system.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway, it's coming soon.
coming soon.
Auction's coming soon, you guys.
The auction will be here tomorrow. I'm going to scan it this afternoon during my work time.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yes.
We have made you promises before that turned out to be hollow. What does that say?
We read part 2 of chapter 16 to the crowd.
I mean, I think that is something that we can actually do.
Mm-hmm.
We can tell you. So I'm going to give you a little update, you guys.
Yeah,
Take out.
what page were we even on?
We
Where
are on
we?
page. Robbie is feeling a bit disoriented. We have to go back to last Thursday, Robbie.
Yeah, we're
200
so far behind.
289.
289.
86.
86.
Yeah.
Wait, there's lasers and mummies. That's the page that I was on.
Yeah.
Have we read this, or did we stop in the middle of this page?
We're right in the middle of that page.
Okay.
So what happened, you guys,
Yes.
is Moxie now knows that she has to figure out who the Squiggler is. She
Yes.
is in class, and she's thinking, Mr. Shine's a pretty smart guy. I wonder if I can get his advice about how to find the Squiggler. And he starts talking metaphorically about ancient Egypt. And he was saying, in ancient Egypt, if you wanted to find out who stole or who put dried fish in your cupboard, I would just line everybody up and ask them. I would line everybody up against one of the pyramids and ask them. And Moxie said, there's a lot of people in ancient Egypt. And Mr. Shine said, okay, so what? A big challenge? Do you want to solve this problem or not? Get to it, girl. Work hard. And Moxie
Now-
said, what?
I'll ask this question after we're done.
Okay, good. So, that's where we are. We're still in class. The class is about to go out for recess. The last thing we heard was, but then I think of what Mr. Shine suggested, lining everybody up against the pyramid, and it gives me an idea. An outrageous, shocking, perfect idea. When recess begins, I know what must be done. Skip recess helpers today, I whispered to Emily on our way out of the classroom. But trust me, it's important. Emily looks at me with her enormous heart. Okay, she says. I have to go, I say, squeezing her hand and sprinting out the door. And it's absolutely true. I have a world to save. First, I find Milton. He's on his way to our bench. Not today, I say. Why not? Today is the day we catch the Squiggler. How? Milton is excited. Do you still have that extremely irritating whistle? Always, he says, pulling out of his pocket. Milton looks worried and excited and a little bit impatient as he follows me to the base of the jungle gym. What's the plan? I'm just going to ask. Who? Everyone in ancient Egypt. What? I put one arm around Milton's shoulder and point my other at the schoolyard. One of our fellow Tiddlywumpians has to be the Squiggler, right? Right. So, I'm just going to ask. Who? Everyone. When? Right now. Milton is excited. How? Here's what I need you to do. When the time comes, keep your eye on the crowd and help me spot the Squiggler. When will the time come? You'll know. I climb and I climb to the very top of the jungle gym. I look across the schoolyard at my fellow students, all of whom are playing kickball and tetherball and freeze tag and chatting with one another without a care in the world. I blow Milton's whistle until I run out of breath. It's a horrible sound. I'm glad when I run out of breath. Everyone stops talking and shouting and playing and looks up at me in wonder, which is exactly what I'm going for. I raise my arms above my head like an explorer announcing her arrival on a brand new planet. What I'm doing is strange and exciting. They all walk toward the jungle gym. The little kids, the big kids, the medium-sized kid, the teachers, everyone. When they're close enough to hear me, I begin to speak. I've never had trouble being loud when I need to. Friends, as you know, these have been strange days at Tiddlywump Elementary. I look out at a sea of nodding heads. It all started when the world's most lovable fourth grader, Emily Estevez, received a mysterious letter in her mailbox. Because she wanted to know who sent it, Emily turned to me, Moxie McCoy, the single greatest detective in the history of Tiddlywump Element. Milton clears his throat really loudly. Thank you. And my little brother, Milton, the other single greatest detective in the history of Tiddlywump. There is a small amount of applause from a cluster of first graders near the seesaw. As you know, Emily's letter was followed by another, and then a whole lot more. Raise your hands if you've received a letter from the Squiggler. Pretty much everyone raises at least one hand. Some kids raise both. That's what I thought. And yet, does anyone know who the Squiggler is? I look around. The crowd is silent. Does anyone want to know who the Squiggler is? A loud cheer suggests that everyone wants to know. Exactly. We all want to know who you are, Squiggler. Some people say you are good and kind and generous. Others fear you plan to turn us all into terrible spellers. Whatever your aim, I challenge you to step forward and reveal yourself now. There is a great stretch of silence as 146 sets of eyes look up at me. No one speaks. As far as I can tell, no one even blinks or breathes. And so I decide to raise the stakes. Squiggler, I challenge you in the name of Tiddlywump Elementary! The air is electric. My cheeks burn. My fingertips tingle. Something is on the verge of happening. The Squiggler is about to crack. I just need to lay down my final card. Squiggler, I challenge you in the name of our fearless mascot, Eddie the Great Horned Owl, and the timeless virtues of courage, patience, and wisdom for which he stands. There's a collective swell of indescribable excitement. Anything is possible. And then, from somewhere in the middle of the crowd, I hear a voice. It is a voice I know. It is the voice I had been hoping for. I am the Squiggler! The crowd parts, and Tracy Dublinger is standing there with an awful, diabolical smirk on her face. Once again, Tracy is the evil mastermind. I watch with excitement and anticipation, waiting for everyone to point and boo and hiss, waiting for the authorities to come and take her away to a dark and distant place before she can command her brainwashed masters to reduce Tiddlywump to a smoldering heap. But something else happens instead. Something awful and unthinkable. Kids start crowding back around Tracy, cheering and thanking her, and giving her enthusiastic high fives. I look out into the crowd and see Emily. She is not crowding around Tracy. She looks mad. Piping hot mad. Before I can scramble down and give her a hug, Emily climbs on top of the seesaw and shouts in a voice that is clear and strong and true and even a little bit proud, I am the Squiggler! There is a collective gasp as every head turns in Emily's direction. And then back at Tracy, who looks like a bush that just got pruned. Everyone is trying to figure out what to do and who to believe when another voice cuts through the air. I am the Squiggler! It is Milton, standing on our bench and holding his hands in the air. My brother! My partner! My brain goes off like a pan of popcorn kernels that just got hot enough to burst. While everyone stands there in disbelief, another voice emerges from the most unexpected corner of the schoolyard. I am the Squiggler! Every single head turns in a different direction now, over to the tetherball pole where Mr. Shine is smiling like the surface of the sun. The shock is even bigger this time. A teacher? The Squiggler? How is it possible? But also confusion. How can Tracy and Emily and Milton and Mr. Shine all be the Squiggler? It makes no sense! But things are just getting started. I am the Squiggler, says DeAndre Cisco. I am the Squiggler, says Suki Tillman. Dozens of kids start raising their hands and shouting, I am the Squiggler, says Austin Sengprasert. I am the Squiggler, says Ethel Hirsch. I am the Squiggler, says Eleanor Bolas. I lose track of who's talking. Enthusiastic confessions keep coming in waves, overlapping and jumbling together into one rolling ball of spectacular sound. In the middle of it all, Tracy Dublinger is standing all alone, grumpy as a soggy old duck whose feathers aren't working. Soon everyone is chanting, I am the Squiggler! I am the Squiggler! Even Tammy Dublinger. At which point it doesn't make a scrap of sense for me to deny what is absolutely true. After all, I wrote a letter. I drew a purple squiggle. No matter that I sent that letter to myself, I am part of this enormous thing that's happening all around me. And it feels amazing. I wrap my ankles around the crossbars and lift my hands like a queen marching over the mountain. I am the Squiggler! A cheer goes up from the crowd. It might be the greatest moment in the history of the world. Emily is grinning like she just won a marathon. Milton is leaping in the air and giving everybody high fives. Mr. Shine walks over to the base of the jungle gym and gives me the kind of smile that lets me know I've done something really good. Did you find the answer to your question? I absolutely did. Well done. Well, it's your idea. Ideas are just a start. It's what you do with them that matters. It takes courage and determination and heart to bring a good idea to life. And you, Moxie, have a heart the size of Jupiter. I'm floating on a cloud of pure delight when my brain wraps itself around what Mr. Shine just said. A heart the size of... Mr. Shine gives me a great big wink. You mean... As I said, I am the Squiggler. But when I asked, you said you weren't. I wasn't the Squiggler yesterday. Today I am. People change. Isn't that wonderful? Mr. Shine smiles. I smile. It's a smile war, and both of us are winning. I look out at the schoolyard and think to myself that Annabelle would be proud. As it turns out, I was entirely wrong. There is no diabolical scheme. The Squiggler is not a deranged criminal bent on making us sad. The Quiggler is actually a whole bunch of people trying to make one another happy. As it turns out, Mr. Shine is not the Squiggler, and Milton is not the Squiggler, and Emily is not the Squiggler. As it turns out, we all are. All right, you guys.
Oh, that's
all
so
right.
exciting when everybody reveals who the Squiggler is.
However, you guys, there are still 2 chapters
Yeah.
left in this book. We still do not know, actually 1 chapter. We still do not know who the original Squiggler was.
Yes.
All right, so that is the next final best mystery to solve in this book.
I do want to say,
Uh-oh, what?
I like my formal wear.
I've got to say
I've
it.
never been a scarf person, but
I think
I'm
we
feeling good about
maybe this is
scarf.
going to be a new formal show that we're going to require you guys to have some sort of dress code
little
to
bit of
attend.
dress up
It'll have
for?
to go on the... Now, a lot of things happened. I saw lots out in the corner of my eye.
No, there was El Puppy arrived a little bit late, so she's filling us in on the jokes.
Did she arrive stylishly late by like throwing down?
No.
Did she walk in the door and be like, "Here's my keys"?
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay. All right.
I did want to show
What?
a couple things
Oh.
in the artwork.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me get back to here.
Okay.
One of the things that I thought you guys might find fun
Okay.
was when Moxie stands up and she says, like an explorer announcing her arrival.
Uh-oh.
Oops, sorry, on a brand new planet.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to look at some of the...
Ah.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
don't
no
know if
longer
you'll
kids in the
recognize
foreground.
them. Yes.
Who do you recognize? Are there
recognize
some known
any?
aliens?
There's only 2 known aliens, I think, here.
You mean the Great Llama?
The Great Llama over here. Who's next to him?
Who is that?
I know that our...
I-
don't we have some experts of the head of the Star Wars Club or
There's
something?
a pretty notable backhead profile going on there. Yep. So, all right.
And then this guy might be...
There's Yoda and E.T., says Simon.
There we go. Very good.
Good job, Simon.
So there's E.T. I don't know. E.T.'s an old movie that terrified me when I was a kid.
There's just one part of E.T. that's a little scary.
Ooh, no, E.T. himself,
Oh, yeah?
creepy
Oh, yeah?
looking little dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not like E.T.
All right.
But I was supposed to because I'm a child of the 80s.
It's an important
Yes.
movie in the history of movies. If you have a chance
Yes.
to see it, ask
and
your
maybe
parents.
Mr. Spock. There's a good point. I made those pointy ears. And you know what's funny?
Good idea,
Yes.
guys. Yeah.
I was actually trying to make Shrek, but his ears are like little trumpets.
Oh, yeah.
So I got it wrong.
All right.
I realize now.
All right, fair enough.
But there you go.
But no one knows.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
All right. Do you want to show anything else?
And then the Sea of Nodding Heads I thought was funny.
Just pleases
It's
you.
not
Yeah.
actually a sea. And then what was the other thing? Was the S's, the snakes making the S's. I thought that was fun too.
Oh, nice. I didn't even notice
Right?
that as I was
So
reading.
they're like little
Good.
rattlesnakes.
Yep.
And they have their little rattles on their tails.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nice work, Robbie.
Yes.
Nice work, Robbie.
Thanks, man.
All right.
All right.
All right. Should we see if there's anything else? We only have 4 minutes left. Let's see what the
What
agenda
else is on the agenda?
offers for us. We belatedly sing to the moms. All right,
Oh.
you guys. Happy belated Mother's Day
Oh, I
to
thought you were
you.
gonna get your guitar
Happy belated
out.
Mother's Day
This
to
is a
you.
disappointing
We think you are great and
song.
indispensable for bringing life and maintaining sanity and feeding us and giving us hugs and giving us band-aids and keeping us in line
If you
and
are
reminding
counting
us.
on this mother to feed you, then sorry.
In some families, the papas do that too. Hey, shout out to moms. You guys are great. You guys work hard. You give as much as you get, if not a lot more so. We appreciate you. What? What?
Give as much as you get. Is that
I sometimes
more than you get? I feel
if-
like
if
there's
not more
there's
so.
I feel like there's a better compliment to be paid there.
I want to say something. 98% of the show is completely improvised. It means that every once in a while
Yes.
you don't say something perfully.
right.
Now, what I'm trying
I was
to do
trying to correct you. I was
is
trying
give
to get
the
us
moms.
closer on track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
You
this
did
one.
you did a good job.
I mean, I want to say, good job, you guys.
Yeah.
You work hard. If you haven't given your mom some props, go give her some props. She needs some props. What does it say?
Extend chocolate story brainstorm opportunity to the likes of El Puppy.
All right, El Puppy, you weren't here in the first show. We're gonna
And
write a
Slim
I'm gonna
are
write a
here.
story
Yes.
about. I'm gonna write a story about chocolate. You need to know who the protagonist is. You need to know who the obstacle is, the antagonist. You need to know what the setting is and what the problem is.
Well, we've had some suggestions
We got
already.
some suggestions.
About some s'mores.
I wasn't entirely convinced that I had as much information as I'd like. So if we have any ideas about what this story should be about, tell me. If you've had a dream for me to write a story about chocolate that follows some sort of plot arc, tell me. This is your time. This is your opportunity to jump in there. Tell me what to do. What does that say?
What? No jokes?
No jokes.
Why?
No jokes.
I disagree. Okay, maybe a few jokes. You tricked me. And maybe a few more jokes. Thank goodness. Because there was a joke up here that we were told we were going to have to listen to and not laugh.
I haven't even finished drinking my water casually or formally yet.
Kylie said, I'm going to tell you a joke and you have to try not to laugh.
Why? Why is that a thing?
Isn't that the pleasure of
Wait,
telling
why does
telling
Kylie?
a
Why
joke?
Kylie? Why do you want us not to laugh? Is it sort of a challenge? Like I challenge you not to laugh.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, challenge you not to laugh.
I'm gonna get my supermodel cheeks going.
Okay. I gotta find...
That
There we
doesn't
go.
flatter me.
Wait.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Kylie's mom helped her with this joke.
Okay. Oh, is this a Kylie made joke? Kylie and her mom made this joke together.
I guess.
It's a homemade joke.
Maybe.
Impressive. Already impressive. Whether or not I like it, already impressive that you did that. Writing your own jokes, hard
Yes, very
and
hard.
commendable.
Yes.
Whether or not it sings.
Yes.
All right. Let's hear what it says.
A grasshopper walks into a restaurant.
I already like it.
The waiter says, "We have a drink named after you." The grasshopper says, "Who names a drink Steve?"
Wait, we laughed. We weren't supposed to laugh.
that was a good
That's
one,
really
Kylie.
good. That's really good.
Yes.
There's a cocktail called a grasshopper, you guys.
Yeah.
And so we're expected to think that that's what they're talking about.
Yes.
But the grasshopper's name is Steve. His name
That-
isn't Grasshopper. That's great. I love that joke.
That
Good
was
job,
a good one.
Kylie. Good
Yes.
work. Good
Well
work.
done.
I would have lost the bet if you told me
Yes.
that I had to give you $5.
That was such a surprise.
I love
I've
it.
not heard that one before.
That's because Kylie and her mom wrote it.
Well, there you go.
Good job. You got to get on the circuit.
All right.
Did
Here
El Puppy
are
bring
El
bring
Puppy's
bring the
jokes.
humor?
He did
All right.
bring the jokes.
It is already 2:00.
Oh.
I'm just letting you know.
There's
so,
only a few.
Okay.
Okay. What's green and can fly?
A grasshopper named Steve?
Oh.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
We're not
Green
gonna
and
get
can fly.
This one. This is one of the ones that I don't like. I mean, not
Money.
that I don't like.
Money on the run.
You'll never get it. Super pickle.
Ah.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
There's not enough in there.
or it could be anything, right?
Right. Yeah, I
And
mean,
there's lots of things that are
El
green. It
Puppy-
could be super cucumber or
let me just say,
super- Yes.
still love El Puppy.
Yes.
Just wasn't my favorite joke.
Yes.
All right.
These are the kind of jokes that you can't figure out.
Right.
Because they're
right,
so.
right.
it's
There's not some sort of
yes,
internal logic.
It could be
yeah.
funny,
Yeah.
but it's just not. We can't figure it
Right.
out.
All right. Go ahead.
There's no chance.
Please.
Okay. What gets wetter the more it dries?
What gets? Oh, a towel.
Oh, did you know that?
I've used that joke before.
Oh,
with
you
you.
have?
Yes.
Oh,
so
with
I
me?
I think I've told you that joke before. Yes.
Well, that's the wonderful thing about being
It's the
Robbie.
wonderful
is I
thing about
don't
being
remember
Robbie.
Anything.
I could probably show up at the door and be like, "Hello, I'm a handsome
And
man
I'd be,
named Matthew,"
"Well,
and she'd be
wow,
like,
wow,
"Well,
wow."
getting rid of the old guy." All right. So anyway,
All right.
yeah.
What did the lunchbox say to the banana?
And stinky, and no one will want to eat you.
Yeah.
No.
That's not it, but that is what the banana should say to
Open
the
up, and
lunchbox.
I'm gonna jump in there. No. What is it? What is it?
You really have appeal.
You really have appeal. You really.
I feel like the lunchbox. I mean, I feel like anybody
Wait,
could say that.
wait.
to
That's
banana.
what the lunchbox says to the banana.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah.
I thought it was, what does the banana say to the lunchbox?
Oh,
I'm
sorry. Yes,
okay.
we got confused.
Okay. Well, I like
Okay.
that. I like that. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. But right, anybody could say that.
Anybody
to the
could
banana.
say
Doesn't
that.
have to be a lunchbox.
The lunchbox
right.
was what we call a red herring.
That's right.
It makes you think
Right.
that it's about the lunchbox.
What does the grasshopper named Steve say to the banana? You really have appeal. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's a little flexible.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you get when you cross a grouper? It's
kind of fish.
With a bicycle.
Kind of fish. Schwinolfen.
Oh, that would be funny. A schwim.
A schwim.
That's a good answer, Matthew.
Okay.
But it is not the answer. This joke
Huffy?
does not have an answer.
What do you mean?
That's the answer.
No! I'm so mad. Who said that?
That was from Simon.
Simon, you're fired. I reserve the right to fire people who send jokes with not answers. Simon, you are fired. You have to go stand in the corner for 15 minutes. Not 15 minutes. 5 minutes.
No, you know what? I think you should do some push-ups. 5 push-ups.
After you spend 5 minutes in the corner, Simon. Fired! Fired! You got me so excited. I want to know the answer to that question. All
But
right.
I think Schwinn is very good because there's a brand of bicycle, a Schwinn. And so you go across a grouper with a bicycle, it'd be a Schwim.
That's very funny.
That was good.
Right now, we
All right.
are grossly overextending
All right,
the time
I know,
that
I know,
you
I
have
know. It's
lovingly
2:03.
allotted to us.
Yes, we're going to say goodbye. Slim, I'm going to delete your username out of the comments here because we don't want somebody
We just can't do
Robloxing
it. Yeah,
with you later on.
We
okay?
can't have. So if you want Slim's info, take it right
yes.
now because we're going to get rid of it.
Goodbye.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, sorry.
We can't do that
We
here.
don't want it to just be permanently
Yeah.
up on the web
Sorry.
for other people to Roblox you.
All right, Kato, you know better. Stop that. Stop that. All right. Friends, if you need Kato's info, write us an email.
Yes,
and we'll decide.
send us an email and
we're happy
we
to
can
give it in
Roblox
that
with
format.
you.
Okay?
Yes. All right. That is it. Next time it will be slightly more organized.
No, it won't. Don't make promises like that. I mean, I think it's been consistently unorganized. Every day, we're sort of like casually sliding in here and doing this show. Some days we have an agenda, some days we don't. Some days we promise you things we don't even have yet. But that's okay. That's the nature of the beast. That's how life works. We're teaching you about the spontaneity. What?
I have one more joke that Jasper will appreciate.
Who's it from?
It is from Kylie.
Okay, Kylie. Kylie had a good joke. Kylie
Yes.
is on the joke.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why can't Elsa have a balloon?
Why can't Elsa have a balloon? Because she's frozen? Because
No.
Arendelle is cursed?
No.
Because the fire spirit burned her fingers?
No.
I don't know what.
Because she let it go.
Let it go! Oh, that's funny.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So she had the balloon, but now it's gone. Why can't she have the balloon anymore?
No, it's gone.
Let it go. Let it go. Now it's time for the show to end. Let it go. Let it really
go.
end the show, Robbie.
Where I lost
End
where the
it.
button is. Okay.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye. Roll away and slam the door. Here I stand.